You wake up, check your phone, brush your teeth, go to work, and you think you're in control. But here's the truth. You're not the one running the show. Thoughts appear without warning. Emotions hijack your day. And the voice in your head is not who you think it is. The moment you realize this, your entire life starts to shift. Not slowly, instantly. Because there's one realization, one truth, that changes everything you thought you knew about yourself. Realization number 1, you are not your mind. Every man believes he's steering the ship, that he's the one choosing each thought, directing every emotion, staying in control. But let's be honest. Have you ever told your mind to worry? Have you ever planned to overthink at 2 a.m.? Have you ever asked for anxiety, fear, jealousy, regret? They show up uninvited. Like thieves in the night, they sneak in and hijack your peace. You want to focus, but a memory drags you into the past. You want to sleep, but your mind spins like a carousel on fire. You want peace, but thoughts rise like waves, pulling you under. And here's what most never ask. If you're not choosing your thoughts, who is? The voice in your head, the one narrating every moment, doubting every step, whispering every fear. That voice isn't you. It's just programming, just patterns, just the echo of everything you've ever been told, everything you feared, everything you've absorbed without question. And the moment you see this, not just as an idea, but as a lived truth, something powerful happens. You stop reacting. You start observing. You realize your thoughts are like clouds, drifting across the sky. But you are the sky, always present, always still, never moved by the weather. Realization number 2. Most people are living inside a story, not reality. Most men walk through life like actors stuck in a script they never wrote. They don't realize it, but every moment, every decision, every reaction is shaped by a story running silently in the background. You walk into a room and someone doesn't look your way. Instantly, the mind fills the silence. They don't respect me. I don't belong here. But here's the truth. Nothing happened. No words, no insult, no proof. Just a glance and a story. The mind couldn't bear the quiet, so it built a narrative to fill the gap. And because it felt real, you believed it. But what if that glance meant nothing at all? What if they were lost in thoughts? What if they didn't even see you? This is the trap. We confuse the voice in our head with the voice of truth. The moment something happens, the mind interprets it. And you react not to what is, but to what the story says it is. You suffer not because of reality, but because of your interpretation of it. The truth is quiet, but the mind is loud. And the louder it gets, the more blind you become. You start living in a world that doesn't exist. A world of assumptions, judgments, fears, projections. A world created not by reality, but by your conditioning. And here's the most dangerous part. You never question it. You never stop to ask, is this real? Or is this just a story? Most people live their entire lives inside that hallucination and never once realize they're dreaming while they're awake. But the moment you begin to question, the moment you stop believing every thought that appears, A crack forms in the illusion. And through that crack, freedom begins. Realization number 3. You've been hypnotized since birth. You didn't choose your name. You didn't choose your language. You didn't choose your beliefs. From the first breath you took, the world began installing ideas into you. This is who you are. This is what matters. This is what success looks like. Like layers of paint on clear glass, these ideas slowly covered your awareness until you could no longer see through to what was beneath. You weren't taught to look inward. You were taught to perform, to compete, to conform. And by the time you were old enough to question it, you had forgotten there was anything to question. Every desire you chase, every fear you avoid, every label you cling to was given to you, not discovered, not chosen, just handed down and accepted. This is the hypnosis, a life scripted by society, reinforced by repetition, and disguised as free will. You think you're living life, but what you're really doing is acting out programming, like a puppet with invisible strings. And the scariest part, you've convinced yourself that the strings are you. But deep beneath the noise, there's something untouched, a quiet presence, one that was there before you learned to fear, before you were told who to be. That presence has no name, no story, no past. It simply is. It's the space behind every thought, the stillness beneath every identity. And when you begin to sense it, not as a concept, but as a living experience, everything starts to unravel. The mask begins to slip. The conditioning starts to fall away. And for the first time, you meet yourself. Realization number 4. You are the observer, not the experience. Most men spend their lives chasing control. Control over their thoughts, their emotions, their reactions. But here's the paradox. The more you try to control the mind, the more it controls you. Because the moment you fight a thought, you feed it. The moment you resist an emotion, you give it power. True peace doesn't come from domination. It comes from detachment. Imagine standing on a train platform. Trains, your thoughts, rush by one after another. Some loud, some dark, some chaotic. Most people climb aboard every one. They ride it to fear, anger, guilt, shame. But you can learn to stay on the platform, to observe without boarding. That's what awareness is. You are not the train. You are the station, still, silent, watching. Emotions will rise like tides. Thoughts will flash like lightning. But deep beneath it all, you remain untouched. You are the sky. The weather changes, but you never do. And the moment you realize this, not as a philosophy, but as a living truth, everything shifts. You no longer try to fix your experience. You simply witness it. And in that space, you become free. Free to feel without drowning. Free to think without spiraling. Free to live without being consumed. Realization number 5. The game only ends when you stop playing it. You've been trying to win a game that never ends. You climb the ladder of success, only to find another rung. You chase peace, only to uncover more chaos. You fix one part of yourself, only to see another unravel. And so you keep moving, keep improving, keep becoming. But what if all of it, the striving, the fixing, the self-help, the growth, is still part of the illusion? What if the voice whispering, "You're not enough yet," is the very voice keeping you stuck? Because here's the truth: few ever see. Even the pursuit of healing can become a trap. The mind loves to chase, even if what it's chasing is enlightenment. It keeps you believing there's one more step, one more answer, one more breakthrough before you can finally rest. But freedom doesn't come after the finish line. It comes the moment you realize there is no race. You don't need to become something more. You need to let go of what you're not. The pressure, the perfection, the role, the mask. Let it fall. Because underneath all that striving, you were already whole. The peace you're chasing is not out there. It's what's left when the chasing stops. And that's the final realization. You don't awaken by winning the game. You awaken by realizing the game was never real. So now the question isn't, what should I do next? The real question is, who is the one asking? When there's no story left to tell, no identity left to protect, no race left to run, what remains? That answer. You won't find it in a book, or a quote, or a screen. You'll find it in silence, in the space between your thoughts, in the moment you stop becoming and simply are. And when that happens, you won't need words to know. You'll just feel it. You're already home. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to our channel for more Stoic wisdom. See you in the next video.